Good afternoon. I'm Joel Majuk, Chair of Public Safety, and we are here to do budget hearing for Citizen Review Board. So I'm joined by my colleagues, Pat Hogan, Marin Nave, Mir Gathers, Rita Peñawa, myself, and Patrona Joe Rouser. I'm joined by our chair of, well, why don't you introduce yourself?
Lauren Nelson, Chair of the Citizen Review Board.
Raynette Relaford, Administrator, Citizens Review Board.
Well, welcome, page 60, counselors, and I'm just gonna let you take it away.
So we submitted a budget request for this upcoming fiscal year. We sought an investigator. We also sought 2 other positions, which is a policy analyst and another community engagement specialist. Based upon what I see in the budget, it looks like the investigator position was granted, and we asked for technology to have recording installed in our office so that when complainants come in, we can record our session with them when they talk about their complaint, when I do my investigation, things of that nature. The Office of Professional Standards, when they speak to a person in office, they record it and they provide us with a recording. So it had been asked a few years ago for us to try to seek that same technology, and that was, it's like $13,000 that we were seeking as it relates to that.
That related to, it's not the software that we granted last year that
Nope,
you're talking about.
last year
right?
you granted software, so we did get Lexipol and we did get Police One. We were trying to get another data management software, and the numbers just kind of don't add up as it relates to the cost. We were trying to do a workaround and do something called Clio. It is a Canadian company, and we've been trying to work out the logistics as it relates to that. Again, it's another data management. We had asked for a forward-facing dashboard for the public, but that was like $26,000. And so we were only granted 15 the last time, so we spent it $5,000 on grants and $700 on Police One, which will allow the board to have a platform to review training materials, put our training materials up on there, and for them to have continuous training other than the training that we have through NACO.
I want to go back to the investigator position. It was approved last time, right?
So you approved a contract investigator, which would have given them, it was a $50,000 that was allotted for us to hire a contract investigator. And so when I think about a contract investigator, that's a person that's going to be given an hourly salary based upon their investigation. So if they tell me that their hourly salary is $50 or $75, then we had up to $50,000 to spend. But I have been diligently working with HR, diligently working with the county to get that position posted. We usually post on Indeed and all of that, and it was just last month that we actually received it back from the county. Just this month, I got another email from HR, or personnel, asking me what was the salary. So then I explained to them that it was an allotted $50,000 and my thought as it relates to it, and so far as of yet, it hasn't been posted. So we can't hire that position until it's posted so that we could get resumes coming in. So we still have not been able to hire almost a full year.
Have they told you what's the barrier in terms of?
Nope, and no. Say that properly. But no, they haven't told me what a barrier is. Again, I've been having to follow up with the county in order to push it through the mechanisms in order for us to get it this far. I actually had to say to the county, I would like to report on this position, to the board this month, so that we could try to hire before the end of this fiscal year. And so then I got something back, and it was just an approval of the description and put it on the county roll. But as of that, I'm not sure what it is, but I've been following up.
Okay. And that will make your position, give you 5 position total then for the year, right?
So it would give me a total of,
It'd be 5. 6 including 5.
yeah,
Give you 5,
if
okay.
it would give us 5, and currently, because that person would be on a contract basis. But if we are given the investigator, the full-time investigator, then we wouldn't need, I don't believe we would need to utilize all the funds as it relates to that 50,000, because we should be able to get caught, you know what I mean, with just a full-time investigator other than myself, so.
Yeah,
So I'm sorry, maybe I missed it, but the investigator that we're talking about, the salary is not provided, that's because?
I didn't,
Until they.
that's not me. That's from HR. I'm not sure where they,
Oh, okay.
where they're going to classify it.
So you don't have a sense of that?
So I don't have a sense of that. I know what I saw in terms of what the salary was on my budget breakdown sheet, but I don't know where it's going to actually land.
So this number, then, your salary numbers, that's not impacted by that number?
Currently, that
304.
salary number would only be for, I believe, the positions that, it couldn't be for the positions we have now because it would have gone up. So it should go up a little bit more. What I have on the proposed budget sheet says that the investigator was allotted 66. That's what I have on here. But I don't know where, I don't know if
Renee-
that's the.
Renee, I want to just, because running numbers here, like, we can get some answers. I think, for the investigative position, there was 65 allocated towards it. I mean, with the software involved in it, right? Like,
No,
so it's
that's the previous council amendment. So last year, you gave a blanket 65,000.
Right.
And that was 50,000 allotted for the contract investigator and another 15 allotted
Yeah.
for the technology.
Yeah.
But that would be different than what the salary would be if we're hiring a full-time investigator.
But that's not what's being proposed. What's being proposed is only what you had, what they approved last year. What they approved last year is what's being proposed in this year budget.
Right, it doesn't-
That's in
doesn't
front of you,
include it.
front of the council.
So-
It's that 65, remember we had a conversation, an email, that 65, even though you wasn't able to find a person, right?
And I remember from last year, and we
Yeah.
will check into the details. Last year, when we approved the investigator, it was a position, it wasn't a contractual position.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't a full-time position, because
Okay.
it wasn't a full-time position, because that's the kind of conversation that we were having was, is it going to be a contract position or a full-time position, which would then guarantee them benefits?
Okay.
And so that's why you then just allotted 50,000.
Yeah, yeah, for a contractual position.
So when
that's what you approved.
when I looked at this, I thought when this said the number of positions, I thought this was giving me a full-time investigator.
no,
Is this,
yeah.
that's what I'm,
Yeah,
that's
no.
what, one of the questions that
Right.
I was having.
I see what you're saying.
Was, is this giving me a full-time investigator, or is this position that is on here
It's
just the allocation of that
Yeah.
same 50,000?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
All right,
yeah.
we'll discuss that.
That's what it is, yeah.
Figure something
That's the
out around
allocation,
that.
that's the 65, yeah, that's the allocation. 50 for the investigator, contractual person, and 15 for, like, technology or whatever.
And that 15 was already spent,
Yeah.
No, we were not able to spend the whole 15 because we were,
but
so
you got software that
we,
you needed.
yes,
think-
we did get software that we
Sorry
needed.
to interrupt. I think we're just trying to reflect what the council gave and make it a full-time position, and it's got a salary tied to it. So it's a vacancy that she has to hire, that she was describing before.
No, I'm just trying to clarify that the 13 is separate from that 15. Because that was.
No, the 13 is for technology, which is
Yeah.
separate. So technology and software, I see as different. So technology was 13,900. That's what we were asking for technology, and that is for the Axon program in order to record in our office. Yep. And then
That's additional.
yes.
So the 15 was for another
All right.
software, you said?
So then my question was, the 304,803 is plus the 66 or whatever that salary is gonna be.
That was
Thank you. Okay, yeah, thank you, that's it.
Okay, well, I'll look into that, just to make it straight.
yeah, because
For the year.
I kind of had that wanting to know whether this was now a full-time investigator position or was this position considered to be the contract investigator?
It looks like it's a full-time.
And that's what it looked like, a full-time position.
Yeah.
Yes, that
So,
was the intent.
okay,
Yeah,
all
that
right,
was the intent.
thank you.
That was the intent. Like I said, we will figure these out in the back end.
Okay.
Other questions, councilors? Got nothing, okay.
You will receive a letter, the council will receive a letter as correspondence with the 2023 report, so that you can have that. I know I usually send it by email, but I'll send an official letter to the council with that report.
Oh, so the report's coming, correct?
Yeah, the report's complete. I just need to do it the way, differently than I've done it in the past and send you an official letter, as it relates to it as correspondence.
And you've been able to muster enough, I mean, as far as your board members, they've been showing up at meetings, and you've been able to have meetings and all that? I know it's difficult sometimes, I serve on a bunch of boards as far as quorums go and all that.
We have difficulty getting a quorum.
You have difficulty? So, I mean, and where are those people appointed by? I know my guy usually shows up. I'm just wondering if we should,
One mayoral is consistently.
well, that'll be part of the report, right? As far as like,
I don't
Well,
know.
we
I mean, it's
usually
important
just.
you have a quorum.
It
Right.
is,
We
and-
just usually break down that we have had meetings that we have not been able to get a quorum. We don't usually, state which person doesn't show up, but
I'm just
we,
talking as far as management goes.
Yes.
You want to sort of get people, obviously.
yes.
If your
yes.
person doesn't show up repeatedly, you will know. We will let you know.
I haven't heard anything, so that's good.
Well, your person is there.
Because I talked to him about it.
But I think part of the issue is our meetings are the first Thursday, and we have people who work that don't necessarily have control over whether they can get out of work at a certain time or not. So it's not consistently the same person all the time. So if you get people who get stuck on overtime and they can't get out, they can't get out. And if that happens to be two people, and then one person is on vacation and one person is sick, that's it.
That's, I mean, I sit on, well, I've been on one board since 2010, and we've never had not had a quorum. I mean, obviously, when this is an important board, and you want to make sure you have a quorum so you can obviously, in
Yep.
order to act on what you need to act on. So those folks, I mean, it's got to be impressed upon them that this
Oh,
is-
we do.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have a question about the community outreach. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, so we do a variety of community outreach. We do outreach when it comes to just tabling events. We also do outreach events when it's just walking around the street. And, coming to particular areas of town, in which we do that. Our current community engagement person is not here right now because he's out in the community doing community engagement. We have, we are looking to try to do a community engagement event before the end of this fiscal year, that is hosted by the CRB for the community, which typically our budget doesn't allow us to host an event. It just allows us to participate, like somebody else is having it and we can table because we didn't have enough outreach funds. But we do a variety of them. The Housing Authority, Boys and Girls Club, Parks and Recs, those type of, events that we try to get to.
And we welcome invitations to attend events.
Just it's in panels to explain, you know, their work, and I've seen it.
I don't think Marty's missed a neighborhood watch meeting in 45 years, right?
No, I
North
run the
side.
show, no.
I've gone
That's a
to
good
one,
place.
not last year, on the north side, the Neighborhood Watch, which is over there off of, it was in that little, it was almost like a,
The church?
no, not in the church, it was,
Been on Turtle Street by the old Destiny Christian? Or you by, not, or you had mine?
that's our board member calling. No, it was one that was off of Hiawatha.
Oh, yeah, the Morse Community Center, okay, that's
Yeah,
TNT,
yeah,
okay.
I've gone to
Very
that one
good.
before, but it wasn't last year.
Yeah.
But I've gone to
Okay.
them, so.
Other questions? Ray, we want to thank you for coming. Appreciate it. That will conclude our budget hearing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so one last question for you.